favorite moments of PGY4 was, I mean, it was a really challenging year because it was, 2020 turning into 2021, and so it was hard to get to know all the fellows. But one of the senior PGY5 fellows, he and his wife cooked a full turkey dinner for Christmas, and they individually wrapped everything and dropped it all off at our doorsteps. And then we had a Zoom Christmas dinner all together as a program, and that was really special. And it's definitely something that made me really think about, how much I was enjoying the program and how unique our cohort was.
I didn't do my core residency at Western, so it really stood out right from the start just how welcoming everybody was and how you're treated as a colleague right away, which I really appreciated. And then I guess my co-fellows are also awesome. COVID permitting, we've gotten to get to know each other this year, and it's really a great support system. And then the other thing that I would say about the program that's been really positive is just how receptive the program and really everyone has been to feedback, and it really allows you to tailor the program based on your own and your year's learning needs. So looking forward into my PGY 5 year, my plan is to try to work somewhere in the community, and so I'm going to do an elective at a potential location and use that experience there to decide what the rest of my year might look like, or at least part of my year, which is really great, just going back to the flexibility that we're able to take it step by step and make sure that our time is really being spent well in terms of planning for our future careers. So for me, that'll probably look like just trying to build up a solid GIM foundation, and I'm trying to do a couple extra blocks in some perhaps more niche GIM areas, like a couple extra blocks in POCUS, and then back to the flexibility aspect of the program. I asked if I could try to get some experience with medical assistants and dying assessments, and although that's not a formal rotation, they were able to set something up for me so that I can do a block to get some training in that. So I think that just speaks to how much you can tailor the program to your own needs and your own career goals, which is great. So I've just really enjoyed my time here. I think that the support system and the learning is excellent, and I hope to see you here next year.
So hi, my name is Christina. I am one of the PGY5s in Western's General Internal Medicine Fellowship Program. One of my career goals is to work in medical education, and so the program at Western has been incredibly supportive in helping me find time during my 5th year to work on completing a master's in health professions education while completing my fellowship.
Some of the advantages for choosing Western as a GIM spot for training are the lovely location of Western Ontario. It's very child friendly. You can find places that are very close to either UH or Vic. There's lots of walking trails, parks, lots of green, just a really nice place to live. London's also surrounded by lots of community hospitals that are excellent for learning and for experiencing the life of the general internist. St. Thomas, Sarnia, Stratford, Windsor, Woodstock. A lot of our current cohort or recent graduates have done rotations there and have gone on to staff positions, and they've been excellent learning environments. So lots of great things about London in terms of spending your time here for your training, and then lots of opportunities to join practice groups in the surrounding community for a great, wholesome general internal medicine practice experience.
I'm a PGY5 resident in our general internal medicine fellowship program here at Western. I would say, looking back at my PGY4 year, it's been a tough year in the context of like the global pandemic, with multiple hospitals having outbreaks. And, the real strength of our program, I think, is the flexibility that we have from our program director and our administrator, in the sense that lots of rotations would have drastically different educational yield in that kind of waxing and waning of COVID. So things like our diagnostic testing blocks, when a hospital shut down and you can't have patients moving from one hospital to another, right? Or even sometimes physicians moving from one hospital to another, right? The yield of a rotation like that can be a lot lower. And so, you know, my schedule over the course of the year was constantly changing. I'm sure, you know, creating a lot of extra work for everybody. But it let me, you know, move rotations to times when I would get the most yield out of them. You know, a lot of people, when we're going into general internal medicine, there's always a question of doing 4 years or 5 years. That I was thinking about was, you know, what can we add through an extra year at PGY5 that I won't get as a PGY4, and will that stuff benefit me? You know, and I think it has. And so when I kind of looked at that, right, I found the PGY 1 to 3 education was great for acute inpatient medicine, right? But I didn't really get an exposure to outpatient medicine, specifically with general internal medicine. And so, you know, when you start this program and you're paired with a longitudinal staff for your longitudinal clinic, right, and you're working with that staff every week for 2 years, right, you know, there's a lot of like hard skills that you learn for how to manage outpatients, but there's also a lot of soft skills about how to manage an office, you know, billing, support staff, things like that, which, you know, if I didn't have that experience going through fellowship, right, I think the transition from fellow to staff would be a much harder transition.
And that's it for this video. Please check out our other videos as well. Thank you so much for watching and for your interest in our program. Please send us an email if you have any further questions. Good luck on CARMS, and we're really excited to meeting you all